Hello, it's Mr. Eric again. I guess you can see me. Making a video about how to take care of a chainsaw. And a lot of times whenever I want to find out how to do something, I figured out I can just go to YouTube and type in what I want to do, and there's somebody that's posted a lesson on how to do it. But I've posted a lot of lessons myself because there ain't no videos about how to do certain things. Like I did the clothesline video because there ain't no videos about how you're supposed to hang your clothes. But anyway, that ain't the case here. There's a lot of videos about how to take care of a chainsaw, and I only looked at about 3 of them, but I didn't think they were that good because it didn't seem like it actually said what was needed to be said. I don't know that the things they was telling worked or didn't work because I ain't got time to really try something different, but this works, and I suspect that the way that they were doing it on the video don't work because it just didn't seem like it would. But anyways, on the saw, every chainsaw just about is going to have 2 bolts right here. I don't know if you can see them right there. That loosens up the bar. This is the chain is this part right here. The part that the chain rides on is called the bar. And I thought everybody knew how to take care of a chainsaw, but my neighbors who got really nice, huge chainsaws, both of them, didn't know how to take care of one of these because they asked me to come over and change chain for them. One of them did, and I went over there and the chain didn't look like there was anything wrong with it. But I told them, I said, if you're going to change the chain, you might as well change the bar because the chain and the bar together cost about the same as just a chain. He said, oh well, no, nothing wrong with it, just needs to be sharpened. And I thought, my God, why in the world would you sharpen or throw away a chain just because it needs sharpening? But anyways, the first thing you want to do is loosen these bolts up, and I got a wrench just for that somewhere. In fact, I got about a dozen of them. I don't know why I don't ever bring them out here. I always just bring a plain old box end wrench or a combination wrench out here like this is. You don't got to loosen these up too much, just enough so that that bar will slide. Oh, and the reason I'm wearing gloves is because I just about wear gloves for everything nowadays. But this blade is real sharp. Even when it's dull, it's sharp that if you just accidentally hit yourself, you'll cut yourself. But anyways, this screw, as you loosen it, the blade gets looser, and I hope you can see this. See, that's way too loose, which ain't bad. You can cut with that, but it needs to be tighter. But at the same time, you got to have a little slack in it, because if it's too tight, yeah, that'd be all right there. But if you tighten it up any more than that, the blade wouldn't even turn. And I don't like when I let my finger off the throttle that the saw blade just stops. I want it to keep going a little bit. But then you just tighten these nuts down. If you notice, the plate that the nuts are in, or the bolts are in, is yellow even though I have a red saw. That's because this was some kind of a homeowner's saw that Sears or somebody put out that had a crank on it. If you want to tighten the blade, just turn that crank and flip it, and the blade would tighten up. And there's really no reason to try to change something that works. This works, and that actually worked for a little while, but I wasn't too happy with it. I like just to set my saw and have it stay set, and that thing never stayed for too long. Well, anyways, there you go. Once that's tightened, it is a little too tight, but it'll work itself out. I didn't tighten it too much. You can look at these teeth, something that no one mentioned in the other videos I was looking at, and the teeth alternate between a left side and a right side. They're like little chisels. But it seems like most of the time when you get to the universal link, you'll have 2 that face the same direction. And I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see it, that the teeth face opposite directions. But even if you can't see it, you'll know what I'm talking about if you got a saw. But anyways, I'll take and pull it until I find 2 teeth facing the same direction, consecutive teeth. I probably done passed them because I ain't paying attention good. There they are. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. This tooth right here is facing the same direction as this tooth. So anyway, what you're going to do is you start on that one, you know, right, the very first one after the universal link. That would be the universal link right between these two. And as you're sharpening, it don't take too much, maybe 3 or 4 passes with the file. I hope you can see that. But you're supposed to be, this is what was told to me by a guy that cut some trees for me years ago, that as you put it through, you spin it. See, so that 3 right there, that should be enough. Just keep a little pressure on it. Then you go to the next one, and you turn that as you're pushing it. You notice I don't have anything on this file except the file. They come with a guide that's like a piece of flat metal, and I don't know, I don't think anybody is so pathetic they can't feel the, you can feel when it's at the right angle. You can see it and feel it. And so you don't need that gizmo, and you don't really need a handle. But if somebody, you know, you could be in a situation where you need a handle if you got, I got bad arthritis and it doesn't bother me, but your arthritis might be worse. But anyways, I've already sharpened this saw, so I don't need to go through each tooth. Something I wanted to show you, and I can't now because I sharpened the saw and went out and cut some stuff, is that the blades, the edges of the teeth do not all dull out the same, even though they kind of do. Sometimes when the saw's starting to seem dull, when you look at it, there's a buildup, like plaque on your teeth. It's a buildup gets on these teeth, and it's easy to see. It looks like a dirty film stuck to it. Well, that's because the blade being dull is getting hot, and it's not cutting the wood. It's just rubbing up against it. So the ones that are really dirty are the ones that are really dull. And on this one here, I can't even show that to you because all the teeth on here are clean, because after I got done sharpening it, I went out there and ran the thing a bit. And boy, that's pretty much it. If you get a saw where when you're cutting, it tries to cut a curve in a piece of wood. I had a man a while back that was over here cutting some trees, and I was cutting trees, and his started cutting curves. And he was supposed to be a professional tree man. And I said, you need a new bar, because when the bearings go out in your bar, it'll start dragging, and it'll get loose in the groove, and it'll have a lot more stress on it because of that bearing, and it'll start pulling the chain to the side. Instead of the chain just going around that bar, it's actually stressing it and torquing it over. And so you'll have to get a new bar and a chain for that. But this man was telling me, no, what causes your blade to cut a curve is when you sharpen all of the teeth that face to the left, and you don't sharpen all the ones that face to the right. And he went over and started sharpening it and come back, and it was still cutting a curve. But anyways, that's all the wisdom I got on a saw. Yep, that's it. Oh, let me see if I can turn this thing off.